All right, hello and welcome. I am Cal from Mystical Hug. You probably already know that if you're joining this class, but I am so glad to have you tonight. I am here with Matt, who will be playing live music for us, and tonight's class will be an entirely floor-based class, and we are having quite a heat wave here in Portland, so it's a little bit cooler, closer to the ground. The class isn't necessarily going to be much easier. We'll still have a similar level of challenge as usual, but hopefully it'll feel nice being a little closer to the floor and maybe fun doing something different, a fully floor class. All right, so if you want to mention in the chat any requests that you have, you're welcome to put them there. Otherwise, let us know if the sound is okay. So we are trying out this new lav mic tonight. It's hopefully an upgrade, but we'll see. So you'll have to let us know if you can hear everything. Let's see. Happy Tuesday, and to you as well. All right, so start in any comfortable seated position, and if no seated position is comfortable for you today, hopefully we'll get there by the end of class. But you can use a block or a pillow underneath your seat. Kneel, whatever feels good for you. And we are going to start today with a breathing exercise. So in yoga, we call these pranayama. So prana is sometimes translated as the vital life energy or life force. And a lot of people feel that the breath is that vital source. And so each pranayama or each breath exercise has a different effect on the body. So if you learn breath exercises in class, it's helpful to ask the teacher to look up what the effects are. Some are really energizing, and some are really relaxing, cooling, warming. So you want to find ones that work for you and that match the temperature or the feeling that you're going for. And so this one that we're going to do is called Nadi Shodhana, and it's one that you can do pretty much any time because it's a balancing breath. And so it helps synchronizes the two hemispheres of the brain. Also reduces anxiety and stress. So let's give it a try. I'll explain it. It should only take a minute and then give you time to practice it on your own. If you are having allergies or a stuffy nose at all, maybe this would be frustrating. So you can just practice gentle breathing however you'd like. But otherwise, typically you use your thumb and your your pinky finger and your ring finger. And so using your ring finger, close one nostril, your left nostril, take a deep inhale, and then switch. Thumb comes to the right nostril, exhale. Take your time, inhale, and then switch. Exhale, and inhale. So you can keep going just like that at your own pace. Don't worry about the hand position. If your arm gets tired, it's okay to switch. So, all right, let's try maybe 5 rounds of breath and just go nice and slow, full exhales, maybe a pause in between the breaths. Noticing if you're rushing at all, just keeping it nice and slow and smooth. more breaths. And one final full inhale and exhale. Take your time. Whenever you're complete, just rest your hands on your legs, close your eyes, and just notice how you feel after that breath. If you feel maybe a little bit more open or a little bit more calm and relaxed, perhaps a little bit more present, and whatever you're feeling is okay. When you're ready, moving mindfully to kneeling with your toes tucked. So if this feels very comfortable for you, great job. That means you've probably worked out your feet a little bit today. Maybe you've gone for a walk or done some barefoot stretching. If this pose is very uncomfortable for you, also great job, because that means you need stretched out and you're doing that right now, so great. And we're just gonna be here for a couple breaths. If it's really, really painful, unwind, but if it's just a little uncomfortable, that's okay. We're gonna stay in it. And from here, we're gonna reach the hands back behind, shoulders away from ears, hands away from shoulders, drop the chin to the chest, deep breath. Slowly roll right ear to right shoulder. Breaths. And other side. Couple full inhales and slow exhales. Just check that comment. Oh, sounds great. Thank you, Jen. All right. Come back to center, untuck your toes, spread your knees maybe just a little bit. We're gonna come forward for child's pose. Forehead comes to the mat, hands reach towards the sky. Now don't worry if this doesn't work for you. You can always use a block under your forehead, or you can release the hands if you need to. And then hands stay clasped, but reach down towards the base of your spine. Come on up, lift your hips. We're gonna come to a little back bend, shoulders squeeze together, gaze towards the sky, mini upper back bend. And then sink back down once more, child's pose, hands reach to the sky. One more time, just like that, moving nice and smoothly now that you know where we're going. Hips and hands moving at the same time. Nice back bend. Back bends are so good for mood. Depression, anything stagnant can open up during a back bend. Come on down, child's pose. And release your hands down by your feet. Slide them forward, feeling the sensation of hands on your mat as you come. Maybe spread your knees a little wider, walk your fingertips forward, big stretch through the shoulders, and then over to the left side. Don't worry so much about the shape or what this looks like, but come to a place where you feel a little stretch down the right side of the body, and then take some deep breaths all the way down. Some people might feel this more in their arm, the outside of their shoulder. Others might feel it more in the side of their ribs or their waist. Wherever you feel it, just bring some gentleness, some nice deep breaths. Once again, breathing all the way down your side body, creating space. And then come back to center, just noticing any difference, the feeling of openness. Slowly, mindfully, make your way up to all fours. We'll take some cat-cow breaths. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. And exhale to round. Moving nice and slowly with your own breath. After you've done a few rounds, come to cat pose and take a few full rounds of breath here in cat, filling up your whole backside body, expanding your lungs, your ribs. And then come to neutral, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward dog. Pedal out your feet here, move any which way that feels good. Keep relaxed in your head and your neck. And then come to stillness for just a couple of breaths. On your inhale, shift forward for plank. So we don't have much arm strengthening tonight. So if you're wondering if you want to save or use your energy, go for it here. We're just going to move back and forth a couple times between downward dog and plank. Maybe try inhaling on the plank and exhaling to downward dog. See how that feels for you. Just a couple more. And you can always lower to your knees if you'd like and try puppy dog. Last time, come forward to plank. Drop your right knee down and open up left hand to the sky. Maybe taking some big circles with that left hand. Tuck my hair behind my ear on the way around this time. And so here's the first place if you are looking for more of a strength building exercise tonight, where you can step your right foot back and do a full side plank. But if you're in very warm Portland, maybe you just want to stay here with me and enjoy this nice arm opener. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Once more around. All right, great job everyone. Come back to center and other side. Once again, no huge concern on the shape or the size of the circle, the speed of the circle, just moving in a way that feels good for you, opening your chest, your shoulder. Sometimes it feels really good just to take up space, to reach your whole body. Last big circle. Come back to center. Reach your right arm out to the side, and then we're going to thread the needle underneath your left arm. Come down for a version of puppy dog here. So hips up high. Left hand can walk forward if you like, or it can stay right by the shoulder. So if you want to feel more of a stretch, you can imagine pulling your arm back towards you. So not really moving it much, but just that slight movement inward of the shoulder can bring a deeper stretch. It's also great to reverse the blood flow a little bit and have head below hips. left hand by your face, press yourself up. Take a couple cat-cow breaths to balance out. And we'll try the other side. Left arm reaches and threads underneath. Breathing here. Slide your hand towards your face, right hand presses down into the mat, come back to center, and then walk your knees back, come all the way down to the mat. And arms come wide into goalpost arms or cactus. From here, flip your body towards the right side so that your left hand can come right in front of you, right hand is extended behind you or in cactus. So if you feel a nice stretch in your shoulder, great. If not, you can open up a little further. And if you want to double up on this stretch, you can reach your left hand for your left ankle. And breathe. If this one is too twisty for you, you can just back out a little bit or let the top leg go. That's really an add-on, it's not necessary. Make sure to let out some nice big exhales here. And then take your time coming back to center. And over to the other side. And come back to center once more. Reach your hands back by your sides, press down to your pelvis and lift everything off the mat. Using the strength of your whole backside body, deep inhale. Exhale, grow long, and inhale, lift a little higher. Slowly release, right cheek comes down to the mat. Breathe here. Let everything go. Slide your hands up by your shoulders and press yourself up to seated once more. Come to kneeling or any comfortable position. We're going to try another breath exercise here, and this is called Shitali, or it's known as the air conditioner breath. And so I won't over-explain it, we'll just try it and you can see how you feel. So in the inhale, you curl your tongue. On the exhale, close your mouth, exhale through your nose. So inhale through your mouth with a curled tongue. And exhale through your nose. And in case you don't know what that curled tongue looks like, I'll get a little closer. So you can close your eyes and we'll just take around 5 breaths like that. keep going just like that. And for anyone who can't curl your tongue, you can also make a smile and suck in the air, so feeling that cool air on your teeth and gums. Last full round. And then just come back to your normal breath and notice. Notice if you feel any cooler from just a minute ago. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Alright, so if you're working out in the heat this summer, that's a good one you can try. In the summer, I always like to work out in the morning where it's less warm. So coming back to downward facing dog, we're going to move into a lunging series. So once again, you can pedal out your feet here. And then eventually bringing the big toes together to touch. Ground down through your right foot. Left foot reaches high to the sky, keeping your hips level. And then shift forward, stepping the left foot through. Drop your back knee for a little lunge. If you need blocks here, you can use them. Or if this doesn't really work for you, you can always come to high lunge and use a chair or a wall. But otherwise, shift forward, opening your chest, gaze to the sky. And exhale, rounding back. You can play with toes down or toes reaching towards the face. Just a different stretch, one's not more or less correct. And then just come back and forth a few times. We'll be here for a minute or two, so finding a place where it feels good to stretch and just breathe. If you've been doing any strength building, a lot of times this hamstring is really tight, so this is a good one. If you've been sitting at a computer desk a lot, or any desk, coming forward and stretching the hip flexor so as to be really nice too. Just a couple more breaths here. And then come on forward, drop your right hand down, or if you have any problems with your wrist, you can also make a fist here. And left hand comes to the thigh, gentle twist to the left. So hopefully you're still hearing guitar and my voice evenly. If you want to hear anything more or less, just let us know in the chat. Always when we twist, we're lengthening through the spine and then twisting. And always twisting with the lowest place first. So you might practice inhale, squeeze the belly button in and twist. Inhale, lengthen. Twisting the middle back, the chest. Inhale, lengthen. Opening the shoulders. Lengthen. And turn the head and the gaze. Even the eyeballs twisting. One more inhale here, and exhale, unwind. And we'll just take one more rock back and forth. And whenever you make it forward, we'll come to lizard. So for lizard, just opening the toes up towards the corner of the mat and bringing both hands inside. So this is already lizard. And this is probably where I'm going to stay tonight because it feels so good. But if you do want to advance, you can always tuck your toe, lift your back leg, or you could come down to your forearms. That feels good too, but that's a big stretch, so don't worry if you're not there today. And if your leg is coming out a little to the side, that's okay. Lizard is a little bit of a choose your own adventure, or at least it can be. lizard can actually be quite heat building, so if you are aiming for that cooler practice tonight, just back out and come up to your hand. So we are going to hold it for a few more breaths, and there's no shame in backing out. So go for it if you're vibing on this more gentle pose tonight. And then slowly heel toe your foot back to center. Frame your foot, one hand on each side, tuck your back toe, lift your knee, and step that back foot in for a forward fold. Folding over your left leg. Alright, if you're really feeling this one, hang in there just a couple more breaths. If you need to bend your knee a little, no problem. When you're ready, step back for lunge, and we're going to just heel toe the left foot over to come down for pigeon. So any version of pigeon, you can stay upright, or you can come down to your forearms. One other option, if you have been practicing for a while, or you know that you've got the flexibility in your knee, is you can try king pigeon, which is pretty fun. So for king pigeon, you bring the weight into your left hand, bend your right foot or right knee, and then reach back for that foot. So you can bring the heel in nice and close to your buttocks, or you can press it away, press your foot into your hand to get more of a shoulder opener. That's what I'm going for since I've been at a desk all day. And you could always go back and forth between the two. So most people love pigeon. So if you're trying king pigeon but you want a little of regular pigeon, maybe take 2 more breaths here and then come on down. Not everyone loves pigeon though, and if it is uncomfortable for you, you can try figure 4, so just crossing your ankle over your thigh and lying on your back. All right, just a few more breaths here. You can come on down to rest in pigeon if you're not there already. And when you're ready, moving as mindfully as you can, all the way back to downward dog. Maybe first sliding your foot back, maybe even taking a couple cat-cow breaths in between. And then eventually downward dog. Pedal it out, move nice and slow. All right, now my heels are starting to touch the ground. Sometimes it can take a while to get it warmed up. Sometimes it can take weeks, so no worries if your heels aren't there today. Bring the big toes together to touch, ground down through the left foot, right foot reaches high to the sky, and step it forward, low lunge. All right, you know where we're headed. Choose your own adventure, rocking forward and back, any which way. Feel free to stay a couple breaths if you find a stretch that you just love. When you're ready, come forward. We'll take that twist on the other side. Planting the left hand, right hand comes to the thigh, twist open. Couple more breaths, remembering to lengthen and then twist a little further. Ending on an inhale and then exhale, unwind. Coming to lizard. Right toes reach out towards the corner of the mat and hands come down. Maybe coming to your forearms if that feels good. Or if this is too crunchy, you can come up to your fists, or you can have blocks here. If you don't have blocks, a couple of books, whatever you got. If you are wanting to maintain a at-home yoga practice though, and blocks have been helpful in the studio, they are pretty inexpensive online, and I highly recommend them. There's so many fun things you can do with blocks. Couple more breaths here. Hang in. If you're really feeling the awkwardness of this pose, you're probably not alone. I have one student with really tight legs, and he asks for this pose, and I think that's so cool because sometimes it's doing the hardest pose that helps you break through to that next level. When you're ready, walk your way up to your hands, heel toe your foot back into center, tuck your back toe, straighten your knee, and step it forward for pyramid. The mighty triangle shape. Relax your head. Let out some nice sighs. Just a couple more breaths, hang in there. And when you're ready, step back for lunge and heel to your right foot over. Come on down for pigeon. Your way. Pigeon any way you like. I always liked back when I used to eat animals when you could get a meal and it was like shrimp 3 ways and you didn't have to decide which way, you just got it all the ways. But I've never seen tofu 3 ways on a menu. Guess I'll need to start a restaurant and have that as an option. So noticing the difference between pigeon and lizard, still kind of a similar shape, but just a little bit of a different stretch. I love those videos of animal combinations befriending each other. I've never seen a lizard and a pigeon befriend each other, but today Matt showed me a video of a dog giving a carrot to a horse, and that was very cute. A breakfast carrot too. All right, what is next after this? Oh yes, wonderful. Speaking of animal combinations, we're gonna move from pigeon to puppy. So slide your foot back, your leg back, And we're gonna just keep hips up nice and high, walk the hands forward, and drop your forehead down to the mat. For puppy dog pose. Breathing deep here. When you're ready, slide your hands back, sit back, and we're gonna bring the legs all the way around for Dandasana staff pose. So, grounding down through your sit bones, you might even bring your hands to your hips and really imagine rooting down to grow tall through your spine. Little challenge here. So we're gonna bring the hands out, shoulder height, and then we're gonna twist to the left. And notice how as you twist to the left, the inkling is for this left hand to kind of go in front of the right. And we want the fingers to stay even, which means really using the core strength to twist. And then inhale center, exhale right. So keep going just like that. Inhale center, and exhale left. So even if it means you're not going as far, keeping the fingertips even means you're getting a really great core workout. All right, last time, right side, or whichever side you're on. Inhale center, and relax. It's amazing how the shoulders can get tired just holding the weight of your arms sometimes. All right, soles of the feet come together to touch for butterfly. Knees working towards the ground. No worries if they're not there today. This is one I do all the time, so my knees are nice and close, but if yours aren't, you can get there. Come on forward a little bit, and let's do a little bit of the undulating move here, kind of rolling back, sitting up tall, and coming forward. So the next pose we're going to try may not work for everyone, and that's okay, but it is a really fun and feel-good pose if it does work for you. So I will demo, but know that you can come back to this butterfly if it's a no-go for you today. Okay, so a good way to get there is to come to all fours and then cross left knee behind the right knee. Spread your feet about as wide as your mat, and then sit back. So your hips are in between your feet, and I'll turn forward in case that's confusing. All right, so this is it. This pose, when combined with an arm stretch that looks like this, is called Gomukhasana. But for today, I'm gonna encourage you to try just taking your thumbs and pressing them into the soles of your feet, and just drawing a little line down your feet, just going back and forth a couple times. When I studied to be a yoga teacher, I had to learn so much Sanskrit, and I always liked the name of this one, Gomukhasana, because it's a cow's face pose, and so you have the moo in there, which makes it easy to remember. So if you're choosing butterfly, you can maybe bring your feet a little bit further from your body to come into diamond and change the stretch a little. Or if you are with me in Gomukhasana, then you can switch. So you can just open your legs and switch, or if you need that entry point, come back to all fours and just switch legs. I love this one when I'm watching TV because it's a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of a massage. just shake it out. We're very close to coming all the way down to our backs, but one little exercise first. We're going to do a boat pose or Navasana. So bring your feet about hips width, soles of the feet down, hands to your chest. So just leaning back and staying here is already boat pose. And I think I'm going to spend my time here today because I've been practicing noticing where my neck starts to get tighter, my shoulders start to tighten up and creep up. So sometimes starting with the basic pose can really help with that exploration and observation. Other options are leaning back a little bit further, maybe lifting the shins, arms coming out, or even legs straightening. So you can try any of those versions or just come back to this version. And let's just take about 5 breaths, knowing that you can go out and come back in. But if you do go out, come back in, even if it's this basic version that I'm doing. All right, one more breath here. And we're going to come all the way down to our backs, but first, if you have handy a glass of water, have a big sip. All right, remove your jetpack if you have one, and come all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest, maybe reaching for your elbows if that's accessible to you today, or just placing your hands on your shins and rock side to side. Now that I've talked about the shrimp 3 ways, I keep thinking about that boat pose 4 ways. I just think of each one as like a barbecue sauce, a buffalo sauce, a ranch. Okay, feet come on down. And we are going to try bridge pose. So hands come by your sides, palms face down. You can kind of wiggle your shoulder blades under a little bit, press into both feet evenly to lift your hips. So this is a great place to stay. If you want a little more cooling practice, what you could do is inhale, drop the hips, and exhale, lift. And if you want a little more of a heating, strength building practice, then you might do some pulses right up here. Or for a real challenge, you could bring your feet in a little bit closer, lift your hips nice and high, and then one leg to the sky. This one is really hard for me. So if you feel it's really hard for you, hi, welcome to my club. And then switch. And if you're really into that glute work, you can even do pulses here. Sometimes I do that. I'm gonna pass for now. And both feet back down. One more lift to the hips. And relax. Spread your arms out wide. Drop the knees over to the left side. Big stretch. So if you've been enjoying these classes and you want to do them throughout the week, just a reminder that I am posting them all. So there is a playlist on my YouTube page that just has all the classes. You can access them anytime you want. If you really like the class, you can go on and save it or share it with a friend. And switch other side. I have a couple more produced videos if you like that real polished look. The no mistakes version of class. Some people like the mistakes, but if you don't like mistakes, you can watch my produced versions. There's still mistakes, you just have to look a little closer for them. One that I just did was a restorative class, so that one is great for before bedtime or anytime you've had a stressful day. I love doing restorative on a Sunday. Oh, yes. Okay, come back to center. And lift your feet, cross your ankles, and reach for the outside edge of your feet. And just rock a little side to side here. I've been teaching yoga for many, many years, and I still always write my routine before class. When I'm live especially, and here in the chat, I always like to ask for requests and change my class based on what people are wanting and what's working and the vibe of the room. But I always start with a routine. And just a planner, what can I say? And unwind, and welcome to Happy Baby. Reaching for the outside edge of your feet, or if you're not quite there today, just the backs of your legs is also great. And you can rock a little side to side. Well, this has been a fun class for me, and I hope it has been for you too. We are about to enter maybe the funnest phase, the final twist in Savasana. So when you're ready, you can drop your legs down. You can just drop your knees over to the left, or for a deep twist, cross that leg. Or another version, I'm just doing different versions of everything today. You can just hug your right knee in and then cross it over. And just breathe here. Let it all go. Slowly come back to center, moving nice and mindfully. And take your time coming over to the other side, any version of the twist you like. Moving back to center. Take any final movements that feel good, maybe a big good morning stretch, whatever you like, and then eventually find your final resting pose, any comfortable position. Savasana traditionally is lying, feet spread, toes splayed open, arms by your side, palms up. But I don't know if you're traditional or modern or what you're feeling today. Whatever it is, go for it. I'll sit up so you can hear me, but you can stay lying down. All right, close your eyes or lower your gaze. And right away, relax every muscle, every cell in your body. Bring your awareness to the sounds of the guitar and see if you can imagine those sounds moving through your body, cleaning out anything you don't need, any negative thoughts, any tension in your muscles. Just let those sound vibrations vibrate and shake it up, break it up. And then bringing your awareness to the feeling of the weight of your body on the ground beneath you. Notice the feeling of your skin where you touch the mat or the floor. So if you have any moving air in wherever you're practicing, noticing the feeling of that on your skin, your hair. And see if you can just completely give way to that floor. Nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go, just relax. Maybe if you'd like, repeating to yourself 3 times, I am relaxed. Relaxing your jaw, your forehead, eyebrows, eyes, the whole face and head relaxed. Relax your neck and throat, shoulders, arms and hands. Relax your chest, your belly, and your whole back. Relax your hips, your legs, and your feet. Your mind is relaxed and still. Maybe there are still thoughts coming in and out, but perhaps you notice those thoughts smoothing out, a little more space in between them. They move a little more slowly. Take a moment to remind yourself that you are good, you are strong and capable, and you are a peaceful being. You have a purpose. And whether you know that purpose in words or not, that purpose is known deep inside of you. There's a great quote, I think the Dalai Lama, something about how our purpose is simply to be happy. And so if you aren't sure what feels right for your purpose, maybe try it on this week. Just try on the purpose of being happy. And know that it might come and go and you don't have to get it perfect. But sometimes just that perspective shift of trying can make such a big difference. And maybe if you'd like, just repeating after yourself 3 times. I deserve to be happy. And maybe even, I am happy. I am content. As you are ready, begin to invite a deeper breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Turn your head side to side. And slowly roll over to seated. Roll over to one side and then up to seated. Once you get there, bring your hands to heart center, press your palms together, grow nice and tall, chest reaches towards your thumbs, relax your shoulders, deep breath in, and out. The light in me sees and recognizes the light in you. Namaste. Alright, let me know how you liked tonight's class, if you liked the slower pace or the floor practice. And I look forward to seeing you next week on Tuesday night at 7. Invite a friend. We're just a small group, but we have had a lot of people watching the videos after. So that's been cool, and it's fun to know that there are other people practicing with me at the same time. So hope to see you and maybe a friend next week.